Hello, my name is from Montenegro from English Group 6, and I'm going to make this video with Valentina Rivera.
Hi, my name is Valentina Rivera from English Group 6. I am going to the video with Juan Montenegro.
Hello, Valentina. How are you?
Pretty well. And you, Frank?
I'm doing well too. I'm glad you're well.
They told me you were recently getting to know Colombia. I also went a few years ago.
Yes, I was taking a vacation to explore a bit, although I spent most of my time getting to know that city and the dynamics of the people.
That's great. I also got to know Colombia, but in a more general way. I tried to visit every place, although it was a short time. But I learned a lot for that place.
Like what?
Well, Colombia is a country located in the northwest of South America, with diverse geography that includes Amazon rainforest, the Andes mountains, and Caribe coastlines. With it's known for its rich biodiversity, vibrant culture, and historical heritage. It's also the only South America country with coastlines on both the Pacific Ocean and the Caribbean Sea.
Wow, that's great. You really learned a lot. Is it true that you also visited Medellin?
Yes, I visited Medellin, although I don't think I know as much as you about the place. If you want, we can talk about our trips exploring this city.
That sounds like a great idea. I can tell you that Medellin is called the city of eternal spring due to its climate. This is the capital of the Antioquia department in Colombia and a vibrant modern city known for its innovation, public transportation, and beautiful urban landscapes. I would describe the city and its inhabitants as warm, welcoming, and proud of their city and region.
What I remember most about Medellin was its culture and people who embraced the Paisa identity, characterized by aspects such as entrepreneurial spirit and hard work, strong family Catholicism and traditional values, gastronomy, music, and dance.
Paisa cuisine is distinctive, with bandeja paisa being its most iconic dish, alongside arepas, and how can we overlook the music and dance, even though cumbia and vallenato are popular.
And not only that, Paisa also have an affinity for Huasca and Carrilera music, as well as the more modern reggaeton and salsa.
Talking about their music brings to mind their festivities like the Feria de Flores, celebrating August. It's a vibrant display of color, music, and tradition, highlighting the desfile de silleteros, where farmers carry elaborate flower arrangements on the.
I also remember experiencing tango festivals there, as well as food and culture festivals and spectacular Christmas celebrations, like the Christmas light. I also remember experiencing tango festival there, as well as food and cultural fest and spectacular Christmas celebrations like the Christmas light.
Not only that, the city has a rich cultural life with museums like the Museo de Antioquia and the Museo Casa de la Memoria.
It's true, remember it makes me smile. I also recall with special admiration this regard, especially in Comuna, Turkey, which I believe it truly reflects the city's transformation.
Yes, that reflects many cultural talks. I particularly notice how Paisas maintain and strong work ethics thanks to their business acumen. Furthermore, family is fundamental Paisa culture. They of their life close by and maintain strong bonds, showing great respect for elders and loyalty towards relatives.
It's true, it even seems like every time in their culture is unified regarding, for example, to preserve this unity, meals at home are important moments. Sunday lunches with extended family are a very notable tradition.
It greatly amused me how families in this culture had such marked routines and the roles they assumed.
What do you mean by that?
For example, in a traditional family, the grandparents often live nearby or even in the same household as the nuclear family. They tend to be the pillars of traditions, caregivers for small children or provide support in the home. Meanwhile, parents generally both work outside the home in the formal sector or at least one of them, and they have defined work, schools, and shared or distributed domestic responsibilities. While parents and grandparents take care of the children attend schools or daycare, and may have extracurricular activities.
How did you know so much about this?
It's because I stayed for a large part of my trip with a family, and the sharing with them, I was able to learn about this.
That's very interesting. I'd like to know what a typical day looks like for team.
Of course, I can share with you what their routine was generally like. Will I was staying there? Would you like me to?
Of course.
Great. In the morning is a fast-paced start, but with a taste of home. They begin their day very early, between 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. by having a good coffee or chocolate. Normally, the grandparents are the first to wake up and turn on the radio to listen to news or soft music. The aromas coffee is a call to action for the parents who start getting ready for work and then prepare the children for school and their activities.
I think I make his. The day is better.
Yes, you're right.
And what is next?
Then comes the most of the car from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. There as a quick, good, nutritious breakfast where everyone sits together if time permits. The meal is a delicious arepa with cheese, scrambled or free fried eggs, bread, and the omnipresent coffee or chocolate. Once breakfast is finished, much happier from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. It's time for school and work departure. And if the grandparents like alcohol, they begin household chores more calmly or go grocery shopping for the house.
Wow, it's incredible how much a parent accomplishes in the morning.
I thought the same thing. In fact, they have a saying, and I think it refers to that, but I can't remember it now.
Oh, I think I can know which one it is. The early bird catches the world literally. Could help those who wake up early.
Yes, that's exactly it.
And how does the day proceed for him?
Well, at midday is to their own, but thinking of the reunion around 12 p.m. or to 1 p.m. they have our very lunch.
I remember that when I went, lunch was usually insect with protein. Rice, beans, arepa, slate, and natural using, and an essential vegetable or pasta so to complement it.
Yes, that's often how lunch is. And on weekends they treat the same to a delicious bandeja paisa where returning to the routine. It continues with the reunion and extra activities for the children, which normally takes food appears from 2 p.m. To 5 p.m., where grandparents usually pick up the children and parents continue working between 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. The parents arrive home and greet everyone. It's the moment to hear how the children's day at school was and how the grandparents they went, and soon everyone prepares for dinner.
I hear the routine, and I even make me sad when the family separated before an academic responsibility.
Me too, but in the evening, the time spent apart is compensated, where you see family union and a delicious dinner from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Everyone gathers and it's a lighter meal that lunch and can be soup, arepa with something simple, bread, chocolate, or milk, where it's a moment to talk about the day, plan the next, or simply enjoy each other's company.
I feel like they do many things in one day.
Yes, in fact, they do rest from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Begins preparation for sleep. Children usually finish work homework, prepare for the next day, and go to bed while grandparents and parents watch television, read chat, or take care of preparation for the next day. And by about 10 p.m., everyone is fast asleep.
From the little time I spent in Medellin, I do remember that on weekends you could see families engaging in more relaxed activities, going to the mall, visiting friends, or playing sports.
Yes, and on Sundays, many paisas attend mass in the morning, and in the afternoon there are big family lunch, usually with sancocho or an elaborate bandeja paisa, where the extended family gathers and the grandparents' house or relatives' farm, and it's an event full of conversation, lawyer, and sometimes board games.
But it's important to emphasize the economic divisions in the city.
That's true. That affects the dynamic belief of each family.
In what aspects?
For the rooting of a person with a higher economic position in Medellin, rooting of a person, for example, the rooting of a person with a higher economic position in Medellin compared to the traditional paisa routing or that of a middle class family, change due to the availability of economy, resource, access to service, free time, and leisure option. For instance, the contents of a affluent person in Medellin includes the idea of living in a high stratum building with amenities like private security, ample space, gyms, swimming pools, garden, and having easy attendance, the content more accessible, and education, and wide variety of hobbies and activities that could be done in their free time.
So their social life will increase. I will say that routines in Medellin are a testament to cultural adaptation to modern needs and the persistent influence of the socioeconomic structure on daily life.
Exactly. I had to go. It was really taking to you.
Likewise, see you later.